First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
This podcast is sponsored by Ramp. Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/easy. Ramp.com/easy. RAMP.com/easy.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Kyle Kidd is a viral TikTok star. And I have to say, if you're on TikTok, you'll know who this is. Would you say that's correct, Angelo?
Yeah, Kyle, actually, before I started creating content on the app, I remember seeing his videos. Like,
Yeah.
I love Kyle. Kyle's
hilarious.
fantastic.
And I do have a sample that I could do. Is it clean?
Yeah.
What you sent me? And you sent me it via text this morning?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
It's clean.
All right, listen, this is an example of Kyle Kidd and what he does on TikTok.
What is it, baby? There's a monster in your closet? Well, what did it look like, darling Dewdrop? A Democrat? Ooh. Oh, wait, get up there. Nancy Pelosi is in our Grand Youngin closet. Get the hell up and go get Nancy Pelosi out of our closet.
And Kyle Kidd from TikTok fame is on the line right now. Kyle, good morning.
Good morning. I like your choice.
That was a good one. That was a good one there, right, Angelo? Very nice.
Hand curated.
So TikTok has been enormous for you.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, I have to admit.
And we're all sitting here saying, you don't have to tell us exactly, but, I mean, you're making money off TikTok, right? You're able to make some dough here.
Oh, yeah, I make most of my money from, like, paid promotions and things of that nature. So, yeah, I mean, I bring in a little bit of money from it, and I have a good time doing it.
And do you get people like we were with Angelo the other day, and he said, "Sorry, I can't come in right now. I've got to send out a video message. Somebody paid for me to send it
on Cameo.
A Cameo, yeah.
Cameo, a happy birthday greeting to somebody on the other side of the planet. He's sending his birthday greeting to. But I'm sure you get a lot of that stuff.
Oh yeah, I do tons of Cameo. That's an easy buck, and yeah, I mean, I would none of that would have been possible without TikTok.
I swear to God, I'm trying to sleep last night, and I'm of course having one or two of my night terrors. And I look over, and there's my wife watching you on TikTok. Honest to God, unbelievable.
Well, also, I just want to make it clear for the viewers, I do also talk equally about Republicans, so I'm not biased in any way.
Well, yeah, you got to be careful. Listen, when it comes to the holy dollar, you're not biased. You'll take it from everybody, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I can't afford to be biased.
All right.
Kyle, do you remember your first TikTok video? When was it, and what made you decide that that's the platform you wanted to take your talents to?
Oh, man. Well, my first TikTok I made in March of 2020, and it was just a parody of all these old Southern women I went to church with and at the Baptist church. And anyway, it was just a parody of them showing up and talking smack about everybody else and then going in and praising the Lord, you know.
Right.
I think
and that one kind of blew up overnight, and I didn't see that one coming. But, you know, I didn't even know how to work it. My little brother had to show me how to do it, so...
How old are you, Kyle?
I am a whopping 23.
23 years old.
I think the first one that the first time I ever saw you was my sister showed me the video of you, and I think it was doing the church lady before church, smoking a cigarette, trying to hide it from everybody.
Yeah, that one. That's the one.
Yeah. So it is very, I mean, not everybody follows TikTok, and it's an interesting platform because you're limited to what? Is it? How long can the videos be?
Well, when I first started, it was 59 seconds.
Yeah.
Now they have upgraded to a 3-minute feature, but for the most part, 59 seconds.
Yeah, that's that is the sweet spot. And also, interestingly, whenever you're videotaping anything that's got to be used for TV or something, a lot of people are over the last year have been doing this stuff on their phones. The landscape is always landscape, but not on TikTok. You would use the other straight up and down,
vertical,
right? Vertical,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which makes it really like there are some people that'll be on TikTok, they'll be on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on all sorts of platforms. Each one requiring a different format of the way you shoot it. So, is there a service out there that scales it down for other platforms?
Oh, man, I could not tell you.
Yeah, you're just TikTok.
I've been using this rinky-dink iPhone 6S to film every single one of them, just vertical, up and down. And if there is, well, then I thank the Lord for it, because I don't know what I'm doing half the time with that.
How do you get it to even turn on a 6S? Usually they're...
Well, it shows you that you can do an awful lot with the 6S.
When Kyle and I collaborated on a video, my very memorable quote from Kyle was, "Angela, I'm sorry, my phone is just, I can't, dear, the quality."
I mean, I really, because, Angelo's stuff looks professional. I mean, you could tell, he was using good equipment. And,
yeah.
I just felt like this rinky-dink southern bumpkin with my, little iPhone 6S, And anyway, but yeah, I've been using the 6S, so...
That's funny. You know what it shows you? Something I learned years ago in radio, and that is if the content has any value to it, if it's worth it, people will find a way to consume it. And whether that means putting tinfoil on the rabbit ears on your television or reaching out to try to find somebody on TikTok, which is done today, on a 6S iPhone, people, if the content is good, people will get out there to get it. That's a pretty cool thing.
Right. Well, and I was I've done theater for most of my life, and one of the things that I was taught was, the audience has the capability of imagination more than, most people give them credit for. So even though they're not able to do all of the special effects and stuff, in film, the audience's imagination can still make up sometimes for the lack of, special effects and bells and whistles.
Well, and that's really in our medium. That's radio. There are things that you're hearing just the audio, so the mind then creates the visual of it. Although we are also on TV, but it's just one single shot. But your mind, you're right. You got to give people credit and give them the inspiration to put that picture in their mind, which is usually far more valuable than what you could accomplish. Right. So, all right. I do have to say though, Kyle, that. We have you on here today because you're in the efforts of right now trying to raise money for your mom. Can you talk about that?
Well, okay. So my mother is undergoing cancer treatments at the moment, and this is her second go-around with inflammatory breast cancer. And the insurance companies, nothing new there, have refused to pay for the treatments that, she needs to live.
Wow.
So, yeah, and that's and hospital bills and everything else threatening to garnish wages, and we're over here just trying to help her fight for her life, and I live with her. I'm her caretaker at the moment. And so I thought, well, I've got a pretty, decent sized platform. I said, I probably, as much as I hate to do it, I might need to ask for some help. And so I never in a million years thought, that I might get more than, a few $1,000s or something. But yeah, I posted a video, that kind of, told our situation and our story and posted our GoFundMe link. And, we have made a pretty penny that will go towards, medical bills and, hospital expenses, medicines, things of that nature.
That's great. And what was the reason the insurance company gave that they wouldn't treat her or wouldn't pay for her treatments?
Oh, well, they give you the full runaround. If you've seen any of the Michael Moore documentaries, it's about like that.
Yeah.
First thing they said was it was experimental and not approved by the FDA. Well, that was not true. It was approved by the FDA. So then they turn around and they say, okay, well, there is no, there's no basis saying that it will prolong her life, even though she goes to MD Anderson in Houston, Texas, which is the #1 cancer hospital in the world, and she's got world-renowned oncologists saying otherwise.
Yeah.
But, the insurance companies, they know more than world-renowned oncologists.
I got to tell you, that's the problem with medicine today. It's
awful.
Doctors who know better, who have the knowledge, are oftentimes mandated to go in a certain direction by the insurance companies, and it's
right.
just crazy.
I mean, in the denial letters, we've appealed it 3 or 4 times. We're getting ready to go before the board. We have a lawyer. And basically it's just in the letters, reading between the lines, she's just too expensive to live, even though she's paid into this insurance for over 30 years.
Boy, that's the problem. You pay into it thinking that you are protected. No matter what happens, you're going to be protected. And I have to say that, and I get it. Everybody's talking about socialism and the difference between Democrats and Republicans and the people getting a free ride. I just feel like everyone should have the opportunity at no matter what money they make in their lives or what money they have made in their lives or how wealthy or not wealthy they are. Everybody should have have the ability to be able to get the same medicine. Like if you're poor or you're middle class, you should be able to get the same medicine someone who is very wealthy has. You shouldn't be able to drive the same car. You should be able to go out if you've earned it. Buy a car that is way out of reach from somebody who's middle class or what have you. But when it comes to survival, that's a different story, I think.
Well, right, and you're totally right. I live in a red state in the South, and I've heard people say just that socialized medicine leads to this, that, and the other. Okay, well in theory, okay, whatever, you can have your point, but when it's happening to you and your family, that's all it is. It's a theory.
Yeah, it's politics right up until the point where it's your mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then her life is in danger.
Yeah.
So then you really don't care either way. You just need help.
All right. Well, how do people find you that don't really know the platform? Can you give them a bit of assistance here?
Well, I am on TikTok under Nanny Ma, just one word. I should be the first one that pops up. I'm also on Facebook. I've got a Nanny Ma Facebook page, not yet verified, but we're working on it. That's the process.
And it's Nanny-MAW, right?
Well, on TikTok it's just one word, Nanny Ma.
Nanny Ma. Nanny Ma.
Nope.
Okay.
Like your nanny ma,
right.
You're in the South, and that your nanny
My
ma.
nanny ma.
Is that the character?
Okay.
Do you know a nanny ma? Is it your nanny that's inspired this?
Okay, so it was kind of a culmination of just things that because I have a meemaw personally.
Yeah.
But I've heard people they got a nanny and then they got a mamaw, so I just kind of put some stuff together and you got nanny ma.
Well, that's awesome. Just for the record, I don't know what the hell that is, any of it. But I think your stuff is stinking funny and entertaining, and I have to tell you, my wife does as well. So, and clearly, if you're working with Angelo, you guys are collaborating in good hands.
Well, Kyle
together,
and I are praying that one of us will get successful so we can ride off the other person's coattails.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
Good.
Well, yeah, we're kind of doing like a Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis kind of thing. That's what I've got in mind.
Well, there you go. Perfect. All right, Kyle Kidd, Nanny Ma, we appreciate your time, and good luck with your mom, all right?
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a great day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Right.
And the GoFundMe and all of that stuff, if you, I'm sure it's linked in his other sites, but on his TikTok, it's right in his bio. So right under his name, there's a link to all of his other stuff.
And I do say that when you look, I see what it is. If I can look at it here, it's at NANNYMAW.
NANNYMAW.
Yeah. And it gives you an idea. Without Angelo, we never would have talked to this kid because we have no clue. I have no clue. Even Andrew doesn't have any clue when it comes to TikTok. Monaski, he only knows Creedence Clearwater Revival. So I just find that it's very interesting. And this platform is, I think that the number one growing demographic is adult women. Is one of the big growing demographics in TikTok. It's like the new Facebook craze. I just tell you something. My wife, she'd be bored with me around. No longer anymore because she has her new friend, TikTok and Nanny Ma. But a terrible thing, right? Do you agree that when someone can't afford to get the treatment they need to survive, that's a horrible thing in a country that is as wealthy as the United States?
It's terrible.
I just feel that's awful.
Support for this podcast and the following message come from Corient. Corient provides wealth management services centered around you. They focus on exceeding your expectations and simplifying your life. Corient has been helping high achievers just like you enjoy their lives more fully, preserve their wealth, and provide for the people, causes, and communities they care about. As one of the largest integrated fee-only registered investment advisors in the U.S., Corient has deeply experienced teams in 23 strategic locations. Corient has extensive knowledge spanning the full spectrum of planning, investing, lending, and money management disciplines. Leverage Corient's exclusive network of experts to craft custom solutions designed to help you reach your financial goals, no matter how complex they may be. Real wealth requires real solutions. For more information, connect with a wealth advisor today at Corient.com. That's Corient.com. Corient.com.